Hey, welcome. Who's Banner today? It's Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. What a fantastic ending to the weekend of basketball with that incredible comeback by UConn, incredible shot by Mullins, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But first, we want to get to everything at hand going on with Creighton, and I want to thank everybody for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like button. It helps us out a ton. Please do so. And we also want to thank all three of our sponsors, but we're going to kick it off with Infusion Brewing Company. Go to Infusion Brewing Company today. Go to infusionbrewingcompany.com. You can check out everything they have to offer, all their full lineup of beers, their hours of operations for their tasting room, which, again, we've mentioned many times in these beautiful spring days that we've had. Like today, they have a great west-facing tasting room, or west-facing outdoor patio that just it's a great place to enjoy a nice cold beer or order a flight of beers and check out everything they have to offer, and then take some home with you. So check it out, because there's a big week at Kraton Sports coming up. So check it out. That's Infusion Brewing and infusionbrewing.com. Yeah, let's get into the Creighton Sports. The softball team, which we've been talking about, went out of conference this weekend, take on Seattle, and swept Seattle. So they moved back to 500 now, and because of the other games that went on in the Big East this weekend, they've now moved into a tie for second place in the conference. So great start. They have a huge week. They take on Nebraska midweek game, and then at the CU Sports Complex, and then also this weekend they travel to Butler. Games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's the Big East schedule when it's Easter week. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Jays take on Butler. Baseball. Wow, what a game yesterday. Jays down 3-1, bottom of the ninth. They come back with 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth to defeat Sacramento State and take the series 2-1. They won the first game on a great 7-inning pitching performance by Jack Pino, who's been terrific this year. Then lost Saturday's game and then came back yesterday with a great comeback. 4-3, the final. Jays now move above 500 at 13-12, and they will begin Big East play. What a big, huge week the baseball team has, and we'll tell you about that in a minute. But first, we want to talk about Infusion Brewing. Go to infusionbrewing.com. Check out everything they have to offer there. Great lineup of beers, as we said. And, if you're looking for an event at Infusion, they've got different options for you. They've got a smaller room that'll accommodate a decent-sized crowd. But if you want a big, huge event like the ones we've had out there, they'll open up the brewing center in the back and set it all up for you. And it's a fabulous place to have an outing. So check it out, infusionbrewing.com. And then also Vino Mas. 2 great locations now. One over in Legacy, one in Eagle Run. Check them out. They've got fabulous, fabulous wine from all over the world. And as we've said many times, you've got to join that wine club because it's terrific. You'll get wines from all over the world once a month. And then also, if you join the wine club, your wine tasting is free that they have every week at both locations. So check it out, Vino Mas, vinomas.com. We're talking about the baseball team and the huge, huge week they have ahead of themselves. They take on Nebraska on Tuesday. Nebraska's a top 25 team if you haven't been paying attention. So this is a huge, huge, huge game for the Jays to move up the ladder in the RPI rankings. And then they head on the road and take conference favorite UConn. 3 games in stores this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So, uh, the biggest week of the year so far for Creighton baseball. And we'll see how they can handle this, especially with the game Tuesday, and then they flip right around Thursday. So normally those midweek games, it goes like Tuesday or Friday or Wednesday, Friday, and you can maybe go a little deeper into your bullpen on that Tuesday game and rest them up and then bring them back on the weekend. While it's such a big opening conference weekend, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Kingston handles all that. But at any rate, huge, huge weekend for the Jays and their Big East chances. We also want to give a shout out to other sponsor, and of course that's RTI Threads and RTIthreads.com. Man, you need some new Jays gear. You kind of do need stuff like, one game you're going to, it's 85 degrees, so you can wear shorts and tees. The next game you're going to, it's 40 and you got to wear, a parka. So you need different gear to go to these baseball and softball games. So go to RTI Threads. They have it all. They've got everything. They got you covered for all seasons, all kinds of Jays merchandise, fabulous designs, great quality of product. I'll say that many times. Great quality of product. So check them out. It's RTI Threads. I want to give a shout out to, we mentioned last week the fabulous season the women's golf team is having. They play in the Stampede out at Indian Creek. They get a little break now. I don't think that's until let's see, that's in 2 weeks. So they'll be in action in Indian Creek, and then the Big East Championship starts at the end of the month. So excited to see how they do there. So just give a shout out to the women's golf team. Like you said, we're gonna have Debbie Conway, the coach of the women's golf team, on here at some point to talk about the fabulous season they've had so far. Okay, we got to mention what happened yesterday. When Mullen took that shot, I got my wife was like, "Why are you cheering for UConn?" I kind of was cheering. It's Duke. Duke wins enough. I, I don't want to make too big a deal about this, but Schreier was, press conference. Normally coaches will say, "Hey, give all credit to the other team." In this case, give all credit to UConn. They made the shots done, but he didn't say any of that. He was all, and I get it was a crushing loss, but come on. I thought that was a little classless on his part, not to say anything about UConn. At any rate, Mullen, when he let the shot go, I go, that's going in. I mean, the kid's a great shooter, but he's just been in a horrific slump lately. And man, nowadays, if you like at Creighton practices, they'll shoot those shots all the time. The better shooters. So, guys feel comfortable shooting shots that deep. And what Duke did there has been dissected a million times. I mean, obviously, you look back on it, just hang on to the ball there, get fouled. Game over. But they didn't. Tried to make the pass. I mean, 2 guys wide open down there. Why 2 guys are? That was the other question. Why were 2 guys down there? Maybe somebody should have come up more toward half court to access the ball there. But at any rate, what a comeback. Down 19 the first half, down 13, 15, pretty much a huge chunk of the second half. It looked pretty hopeless. But there you go. You just never know. And speaking of March Madness, if you watched a couple weeks ago our prediction segments where we had guys come on and do the brackets, that UConn win stirred things up. There was going to be a couple guys that are going to be out in front of everybody, but now it's all jammed up. Jerry Lampe's leading 73 points, and then right behind him is our own Mike Rochon at 72 points. Casey, guest of the show, at 72 points. And then Dave Oldman, my partner over at Bracketville, 71 points. So it's really tight right now. I think almost everybody has. No, I take that back. Jerry has Michigan winning it. So if Michigan wins it, he's won our contest. Okay. the Crown going on this week. Begins on Wednesday. Creighton plays Thursday. So we have 2 games Wednesday night, 2 games Thursday night. Jays play the late game, 9:30 Central Time. From the MGM Grand, Blue Jay Banner will be there live to cover it all for you. And practice today. I'm going to head to practice today, so we'll have a report tomorrow. And then don't forget, like, just because we're playing in the Crown, we're getting all these extra practices and all this stuff. Roster construction for next year is currently going on. I don't want to get into it, but it is going on. Trust me. I know for a fact it's going on. So they're looking at transfer portals. They're looking at players. They're looking at who might still come out into the portal. But they're on top of it. Trust me, Coach Huss, and he's working hard on not only on that but putting his staff together. And so after the Crown next week, or this week, excuse me, then next week he will hit the ground running full bore with getting that roster put together and the staff put together, and we'll be on top of it here at Blue Jay Banner. Well, it's going to be another warm day, so go enjoy it. It's Monday, and we'll have more coverage again. We're going to have a opponent preview on Thursday. We'll probably pre-record that. I'll just let you know. On Rutgers, we'll give you a little update on them, and then that'll air on Thursday, and then the next 2 days we'll cover different topics as well. Make sure to follow us on Twitter or X at Blue Jay Banner. We're gonna do a big push this week on getting subscribers to this YouTube channel. So if you know anyone, please have them subscribe. It helps us out a ton. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.